Hey everybody, it's Jay Kitchen from jaysbeard.com and the Jay Kitchen's Beard channel on YouTube. I hope you're doing really well today. We're going to be doing a tribute to Geordie Walker from the band The Killing Joke momentarily, but in the meantime, we would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. That will give us more ability to do more things and hopefully even get monetized. Now, unfortunately, Geordie Walker, the founding guitarist of the British post-punk band Killing Joke, whose haunting, muscular riffs proved an inspiration to platinum-selling bands including Nirvana and Metallica, died on November 26th in Prague. He was 64. He passed because of a stroke. With his icy good looks, rockabilly-esque pompadour, and vintage gold-top Gibson guitar, Mr. Walker helped define the look as well as the sound of Killing Joke during its peak in the 80s and 90s. No man was cooler than Geordie, one of the very best and most influential guitarists ever. Youth, the band's original bassist, wrote in a recent Instagram post. He was like Lee Van Cleef meets Terry Thomas via Noel Coward. Mr. Walker's driving, multi-layered fretwork helped propel the dark, though often danceable sound of a band that had helped pioneer industrial music by blending heavy metal intensity, new wave hooks, and a punk taste for provocation. The cover of the band's 1992 compilation album, Laugh, I Nearly Bought One, for example, featured a clergyman exchanging salutes with Nazi brown shirts. During its uncompromising approach, the band released 5 singles that reached the top 40 in Britain. Love Like Blood was their highest charting, reaching number 16 in 1985, as well as 6 top 40 albums. Killing Joke never found comparable commercial success in the United States, although its 1984 single 80s got plenty of play on alternative rock stations in that area. But the band and Mr. Walker's searing guitar work earned the respect of many artists, including, according to Rolling Stone, Trent Reznor, My Bloody Valentine, Faith No More, and LCD Sound System. Metallica put its own spin on Mr. Walker's ferocious guitar work on its 1987 cover of Killing Joke's song, The Wait. More famously or infamously, Nirvana, big fans of Killing Joke, relied on an ominous riff so eerily similar to Mr. Walker's on 80s for its landmark song, Come As You Are, that Killing Joke considered legal action. While the tension between the bands eventually subsided, Dave Grohl, the Foo Fighters frontman who had been Nirvana's drummer, played drums on the band's 2003 album called simply Killing Joke. Mr. Walker was noticeably tart on the subject when interviewed by Guitarist magazine in 1984. Kurt Cobain is a bloody good songwriter, he said, but a complete plagiarist. We are very pissed off about that, but it's obvious to everyone, Mr. Walker said. It's obvious to everyone. We had 2 separate musicologist reports saying it was ours. Our publisher sent their publisher a letter saying it was, and they went, boo, never heard of you. But the hysterical thing about Nirvana saying they had never heard of us was that they had already sent us a Christmas card. Kevin Walker was born on December 18, 1958 in County Durham in the northeast of England. The only child of Ronald Walker, a woodworker, and Mary Glenn Walker, a bookkeeper. He spent his early years in Chester-le-Street, a town near Newcastle, and acquired his nickname, a term referring to the people and accent of the Newcastle area, while attending Sir Herbert Lyon Academy in Bletchley after his family moved to southwest England. Mr. Walker was an avid guitarist as a youth, but he had never played in a band until he moved to London in 1979 after graduation to study architecture. He answered an advertisement in Melody Maker, the influential British magazine, posted by the singer Jaz Coleman, who was looking to start a band with a drummer, Paul Ferguson. It looked rather serious, fantastical, Mr. Walker said in a 1984 interview. It clicked with me. Killing Joke released its first EP, Almost Red, in December of 1979. Despite shifting lineups and multiple hiatuses, Killing Joke continued to record for nearly 4 decades. During those breaks from the band in the 1990s, Mr. Walker formed the band Murder, Inc. with Chris Connolly, the lead singer of Revolting Cocks, along with other members of Killing Joke, but without Mr. Coleman, and The Damage Manual, featuring Mr. Connolly along with Martin Atkins and Ya Wobble from Public Image Limited. At a party after a Killing Joke concert at St. Andrews Hall in Detroit in 1989, Mr. Walker met Ginny Corrali, a college student and model. The two married 6 months later. After the birth of their son Atticus in 1992, the family settled in suburban Detroit, where they stayed until the mid-2000s when Mr. Walker returned to England to care for his ailing father and the couple split. They divorced in 2012. Mr. Walker is survived by his mother, his son, his partner Alexandra Kokurakova, and their daughter Isabella. Despite its British chart success, Killing Joke never reached the commercial pinnacle. But as Mr. Walker once put it in an interview with the music writer Andrew Perry, he was not sorry to have missed the perils of rock stardom. If it had all gone according to plan, we'd have all been dead by 1986. May you rest in peace. May Geordie Walker's memory be a blessing. Cheers, everybody. We love you. We'll see you on the next one.